Hello there and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Daphne. Thank you so much for joining me today. I wanted to start this week's video off with how we ended in last week's video, where we did a bunch of projects in the front yard to be able to get us through the warm months of summer. Now we're going to be moving our attention towards the backyard. So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you're having an amazing weekend so far, and I hope that you have a blessed week ahead. So we're going to get into it. If you've been around for a while, you know this is our second planting of tomatoes. We had lost our first set of tomato plants to an unfortunate circumstance, but we didn't let that deter us. So these are the two plants that we have. One is already bearing fruit, and the second one is going to be shortly. It does have some flowers on it, and I am hopeful that it's going to be pollinated and that we'll be able to enjoy some tomatoes off of that as well. So this is early morning. I am going to just be watering everything in the back. Today is going to be a fertilization day, so I'm soaking everything down, and then I mixed up a gallon of all-purpose Miracle Grow water-soluble fertilizer in my watering can, and I'm just going to be soaking it right after I water everything with the hose to just be able to let everything thrive. I really do enjoy, doing this, especially for my veggies and my flowers. They definitely love it. So we are giving everything some TLC this morning. While we water, I just wanted to let you guys know, I am going to be doing a full lawn renovation. Over the next week, I'm going to spray down grass killer and kill off all of the lawn in the backyard. And we're going to be starting over fresh because the weeds are out of control. And I just let it go this season. So I definitely want to start with a clean slate. So I'm going to take you guys along for that renovation as well. This is my beautiful bell pepper. We have some fruit on that as well. I was just cleaning off a couple of leaves. We're going to water and then also fertilize this as well. And then I want to move my attention over to the back side path. If you remember, I left up all the blooms on these hostas in the back because I wanted to have the pollinators be able to enjoy them. We did cut down all of the blooms on the front end of the pathway on the other side of the fence. So they are well past their prime here. The stems have dried out. They've dropped all of the blooms. As you can see, it's littered on the pathway. And unfortunately, they really have baked in on the pathway, so I'm going to have to, work at it to be able to get them up. For now, we're just going to be cutting back all of the stems. I'm putting them inside of this bag. We're going to be bringing it to the organic yard so that it can be composted. It's just easier for me to be able to transport it this way, so that's why I'm using the plastic bag. Let me know what you guys do. Do you have curbside pickup? Do you compost at home, or do you just put it in the trash? Let me know. This is a judgment-free zone. I'm just, wondering how you're able to do it in your area. I know not all places have an organic yard that you're able to drop off to. So we have to do what we have to do. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what you do with your garden waste. I love getting up early before I start work at 9 o'clock. This is definitely an amazing morning. We're over on the side of the house. The sun rises in the front of the house and it sets in the back of the house, and we are on the northwest side. So we are completely shade at this time. I just cut off some of the blooms on the corbel and we're moving along the pathway. So we're going to be doing these hostas, and then we're going to be working on the largest weeds that I've encountered during this summer season. I can't believe that we're in mid-August. This year has just flown by so fast, and this summer has been very interesting with all of the rain and the up and down temperatures. But I have to say it was, definitely adventure. I was able to get a lot done in between a lot of the hot spells that we were having. So I am thankful for that. But we also got tons and tons of rain, and as you can see, all of the weeds took full advantage of all of the rain. Now all of these weeds right here, they're those weeds that really spread. So one weed just bushes out and it looks like there's a lot more weeds, but once you get in there and pull from the root, you can see that these are monster weeds. So we're going to take our time to pull each and every one of them. In some cases, I am going to spray some of my DIY weed killer concoction, and we love the way that that works. If you guys are interested and you haven't watched that video, I'm going to link it in the playlist so that you can check out the recipe. I've been sharing it in a couple of the videos, the results that I get. So I know a lot of you have said that you have tried it and it works well for you. So I love to reshare it. So I hope that you guys, if you haven't tried it yet, that you will try it soon. The coreopsis that I planted in this little shade bed over here is doing very well. It is the first time, that full season I have had it in the ground. We planted it a couple of months ago. Prior to that, we just had it holding over in its nursery pot. I purchased the coreopsis last spring, and I had it inside of I think it was inside of a planter, and I had it in the front bed. And once it got cold, I put it into my temporary bed, and then this has been the final resting spot. Now, if you guys have coreopsis and you've been growing it for a while, what I am noticing, and I want to know if it's just me, it is flopping. So it has like a bald spot in the middle and it's spread out. It has tons of blooms on it. It's very healthy, but it's splayed open. And I want to know, is this what it normally does, or is there something that I can do to avoid it from splaying open? So leave me a comment down below and let me know. This is the largest weed, and it is totally underneath the rock wall. I stopped moving things around because it is so deep. So I'm just going to try to cut it off here. I'm using my hori knife. This is from Corona, and I purchased it last month, and it's been doing very well for me. I really should have went and got my lobbers, but I was using whatever I had out at the time. And what I'm doing is just spraying some of the DIY weed killer, and then I'm just going to pop these boulders back in place, and we're going to keep it moving. On this day, because it's early in the morning, I think it's maybe like mid 70s. So I'm deciding that I'm going to get one of these Luna hibiscus that I shared with you guys in a recent video. I got them 50% off at Lowe's on their clearance section. So I've had it in this spot for a while, so I know that it loves this spot. I have it right next to the little hottie hydrangea that we also planted the other month. And I am just going to take the time. In this bed, I do have landscape fabric. I did not remove the landscape fabric on this side of the bed. I think next spring I'm definitely going to take the time and I'm going to remove all of this landscape fabric. But until then, we're going to cut out where we're going to be planting so that we're able to dig up all the soil and make a beautiful hole to be able to get this hibiscus in. After I plant, I always like to do a deep watering, and I realized that this this sprayer head was not the best option to be using to do a slow water. So I used it for the hibiscus, but later on in the video I'm going to go swap out the head that I use in the front so that I'm able to just get a deep soak. Now, while I was over here working on the hibiscus, I really wanted to cut off all of the dead areas of the hydrangea. So this is the update that I said I was going to be sharing with you guys. If you remember, I had bought this beautiful little hottie. I sat it out here and I didn't water it for a couple of days and it struggled. By the time I got it into the ground, it had wilted down. And over the past several weeks, it definitely has rebounded. It lost all of the old leaves and also all of the old blooms that were on it. So it has pushed out new leaves and also new blooms, because this is a type of hydrangea that blooms on new and old wood. So I didn't, lose this season. I was able to cut off all of that old wood, and I'm enjoying the blooms that I have so far. There are some that are fully bloomed and they are white. The way that this works is it comes in that little blooms and they're green, and then they mature to a beautiful white color. So I'm really happy that I've been able to enjoy it. Now we've moved over to the snowbound spirea. So I have a similar spirea that I inherited on the other side of the pine tree, and I had mentioned to you guys that I wanted to get another one so that I can mimic that same beautiful white flower that blooms in the springtime on this side. So I am just cutting away some of the landscape fabric, and then we're going to get this spirea into the ground and we're going to slow water it, and we're going to see how how it works in this spot. Now right in front of it I have corbel. Those are caramel corbel, and right next to it I have a goodness, for the life of me I cannot remember what it is. I'm going to put it up on the screen so that you guys know. I have one here and I also have one in the planter, and it is beautiful. So what I want to do is I want to have this spirea grow up, and it is going to offer shade to these two other plants, and I think that it's going to be really pretty. So we are back to the pathway in the backyard. So we worked on this yesterday, and in this section I had sprayed it with the DIY weed killer. So as you can see, all of the weeds are completely dead. So we're just going to be pulling out the roots. We're going to make sure that this is nice and clean. Thinking about it, as I was editing, I really should have put some sheet mulch, some cardboard mulch down. And then put the wood mulch down, but I didn't do that. So what I'm going to do is in the fall, I'm going to put down some cardboard, and then I'm going to reapply the mulch to it so that I will have that extra protection so that none of those weeds will, reemerge in this area. So we are taking our time. We're trying to scrape up all of the blooms that fell off of the hosta, and they have completely dried on the pathway. So I'm using my broom to try to get up as much as possible. Then I'm going to put down some dish soap, and then I'm going to wet it down. I'm going to let it sit for a little while, and then we're going to just scrub again with the broom. So we're just going to finish up with cleaning off the pathway, and then we are going to I'm going to continue on working, but we're going to end the video for this week. I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching. I hope that you were able to get something done, very productive in your landscape this weekend. I hope that you enjoyed watching what I was able to do over the course of several mornings and evenings throughout the week. So I am so appreciative each time that you guys click on a video, and I hope that you have been enjoying. I know that I have been enjoying sharing with you. So I just want to thank you again for watching, and until the next time, have a blessed day.